Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. Night. This city. What city could be yours, could be mine. Doesn't matter where. What matters is that it's night. Night's when it all goes down. Always does. It makes sense. Nights are dark. Makes it harder to see a crime. You know, they say crime never sleeps, which makes me wonder, what does it do all day? Does crime have a hobby? Does it like crafts? Does crime listen to podcasts? If it never sleeps, does it ever take a second for itself? Everybody needs a second to check in when it all gets to be too much, man. Mental health care is health care. I guess crime is kind of like us sometimes. Can't stop, too busy, can't sleep. Well, Jack, and that's a gender-neutral Jack, by the way. Everybody's welcome in my story. I'm here to tell you, must have been too much out there these days because crime took itself out for some self-care at a Dairy Queen in Phoenix. And wouldn't you know, it was at night. 5:30 a.m., March 25th, 2023. So I guess technically it wasn't at night, but it was dark, so just chill the fuck out, okay? 51st Avenue and Thomas Road. It was quiet, of course it was. It wasn't time to get up yet. But like they say, crime doesn't sleep. You ever find yourself stumbling down Thomas Road? A beacon in the dark, no matter the time, would be the Dairy Queen at 5105, right outside, facing the street, under the generously sized letters spelling out DQ Grill and Chill. Well, that's where you'd find her. It's like time stopped running so fast when you caught a glimpse of her. Tall, graceful, elegant. Her syphil-like frame always casually resting against the wall. Always looking like she was gonna take the kind of break you needed. During the day, the sun would catch the red in her frame, making you stop for a second and wonder what the hell you needed to do right now. Because all you wanted to do was be with her, and also possibly get a churro dip cone if it was getting spicy out. And she was helpful. She knew things. A lot of people tell their secrets to a 15-foot red spoon leaning against a Dairy Queen. So you could bet she always had the scoop. Makes sense. Makes sense someone would want to take her out. There's over 6,000 Dairy Queen selfie spoons out there running the streets, keeping an eye out, watching over us if we stumble our way out in the darkness. But Phoenix has only one. And on March 25th, 2023 at 5:30 a.m. Mountain Time on the corner of 51st Avenue and Thomas Road, crime got itself a treat. The next morning was the usual show. Cops, press, the 11 a.m. crowd gathering, wondering hopelessly, looking uneasily at the corner of the store where Big Red always leaned. Used to be a casual spot for a selfie and a story, but now it's just a vacant wall. A reminder of what you once had, what life once was, and how fast it could all change. Did you tell her all you should have? The owners, Pooja and Rahman Kaldra, gave their pleas to the local news, their eyes like delicate saucers desperately balancing cups filled with fear and no spoon to stir the tea. Quote, I appeal to this person. The spoon is too big to eat anything with. Rahman Kaldra actually said, quote, we want you to bring it back. We will not ask any questions. Pooja looked like someone reached for the sugar and pulled back a letter from the DMV saying they had their car. Quote, it looks empty and incomplete without that spoon. People like to take selfies and put it on Instagram. The cops did their little song and soft shoe, taking names, photos, dusting the walls for giant fingerprints. I pulled up in a Lyft I'd taken from Sky Harbor. It's not a bad ride. The flight is fine. It's not super expensive. The official word was that the spoon itself is worth $3,500 and getting another one would cost around $7,000. So immediately my suspicions was with the Kaldras, because it would be so easy to take Big Red before the store opened. Who would suspect family, even in the night, morning, dark? Just take out the security cams, disable to find my phone, and tell Big Red there was an emergency and she just had to come with you. Of course, she's a spoon. She'd be skeptical. She'd want to dig a little deeper and get at what's really going on at the bottom. But she could trust the Kaldras. They owned 34 franchise locations. And that was all that was left to collect the corporate finance to bring in a replacement. Big Red could be in a scrapyard before the first dip cone given. Just in time to open the store. And their so-called hearts to the community. Because who would do such a thing? But something about that didn't ladle the gravy for me. Because who could put a price on family? The next few days were all hot eats, no cool treats. As the temperatures and flyers went up all over Phoenix. The staff at the 5105 wore shirts that said, "Where's my spoon?" in innocent letters like a lost animal cub looking for its mother. The police released surveillance footage showing 3 human adults expertly nabbing Big Red from the front steps where she so often leaned and driving off in a pickup into the Arizona pre-dawn twilight. Quote, "They were so precise about it, like they'd done it before," Ramon Calra said. Quote, "They just wiggled their way through and made sure the spoon was not damaged." I made the usual rounds, taking special interest in this case. Not because I knew Big Red or nothing. We never crossed soups. This wasn't personal. This was a job. The reward was too good. Police were offering $1,000 for any information, but that didn't fish the potatoes out of the chowder for me, no. Reason I took a swing at this little game of Cutler Side was the free blizzard of every flavor from the summer menu the desperate family was offering up should someone find Big Red and bring her home. Next, I looked at Realeza Michoacana ice cream shop on the 51st Avenue. I figured a local cream slinger in the area would have everything to gain, bringing down corporate chains from the outside in, not to mention they opened a full 2 hours earlier. I lost my taste for them, though, after discovering they were mainly, quote, "a humble Mexican ice cream parlor," end quote. There was no way anyone hucking horchatas would have anything to gain from a lump delivery of s'mores, Oreos, cotton candy, or puppy chow flavors. I could see them lusting after the Choco Dip strawberry, because who wouldn't? But I felt like I was just scraping the bottom of the carton with these guys. I paid for my cocktail de lote. Hold on, there's going to be a lot more. Hang on. Stick with me. I paid for my cocktail de lote and wandered out into the Phoenix sun. There was another place I had a sweet tooth for. Just south on 51st Street, behind the Soccer City, next to Dee Dee's Discount, is a little innocent-looking bungalow connected to the whole complex, popping into the corner for the perfect crime. Magic Smiles Dental. Who would have more to gain from bringing down a Dairy Queen, especially one within smiling distance? I could see it all go down. Anyone who ever lied about flossing could figure this one out. A dentist, day after day, those kids laughing and dancing with delight in the parking lot with their dilly bars and dip cones, while that medical professional watched them ruin their enamels, even after all the warnings and free bags of toothbrushes and single-strand floss picks. Knowing full well they'd be right back screaming in his chair. It was Halloween every day under the lights of that franchise confection dealer. After a few minutes casing the joint looking for anything, a clue, a rubber glove carelessly left on the sidewalk, a brochure for the perfect way to clean your molars, a sugar-free sucker left outside its wrapping. I came up with Bubkiss. It was back to my rental car in my notes. It had been a rocky road, and it was getting chocolate. Not to be too vanilla, but the way this case was praleening, it was getting too cold. I scream, you scream, we all scream for justice. And that's when I checked Facebook. At 10:20 a.m., Monday, April 3rd, 2023, I didn't have a lot going on that week. Michael Foster, 52, male, was out on his usual route, playing Pokemon Go, head down in the grass. And he found a hell of a lot more than scatterbugs, my friends. In a field behind a gate at the Mark T. Atkinson Middle School, lying in the morning sun as if discarded from a Giants picnic, was Big Red, cold, alone, but surviving. Quote, I did kind of look around and was like, what? One guy came up and was like, is that what I think it is? Yeah, that's the spoon, end quote. He acted quickly. After all, catching glimpses was no feat for this skilled Pokemon catcher. He called the police, and he brought Big Red home. Quote, first thing I did was send a picture to my wife, and I said, it's the spoon. And then she said, call the police. He refused the reward. In a world so sour, it surprises you when you find one of the sweet ones. Quote, I'm just glad they got their spoon back. And as the day moved on, and so did the crowd, Sergeant Brian Bauer sent in an email, quote, I can confirm the Dairy Queen Red Spoon was located and recovered this morning. As for me, I brought my rental back to the Hertz and was on a plane back to Chicago because I had shit to do. We all got shit to do. Maybe too much, maybe just enough, but maybe not never enough. Life moves on, sun sets, and that's when we gotta watch out like Big Red. But I guess on this we can't agree, me and crime. We're all overworked these days, and we deserve a treat, because crime never sleeps, It just waits for it to get dark. Saxophone music. I love you. Good night. Chad the Rock!